What's going on, Washington fans? Welcome back. We are live for the second time today. Did a little surprise live earlier, just a couple hours ago after Adam Peters' first press conference. So welcome back if you were on that live as well. We went for like an hour. This is something I plan on doing a lot more often, especially with this offseason, guys. This is going to be the most packed offseason in Washington history, and this is going to be the biggest offseason content-wise for me. So welcome to the live stream. If you're rewatching this later on, like I said, I'll be doing this a lot more often. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about some defensive players I'm keeping an eye on when I go down to Mobile in 2 weeks for the Senior Bowl. I'm so pumped for the Senior Bowl. It's my favorite time of the year. It's my favorite event that I go to. Like I told y'all, I'll be going to the draft in Detroit, Michigan this year in April. I'm excited for that as well. I'll be doing a lot of content there as well. But the Senior Bowl is awesome. There's a lot of players that Washington has drafted, but then you got guys like Puka Nacua that are popping out on the NFL. There's a lot of big-time talent in the Senior Bowl. And honestly, the roster this year is probably the best roster top to bottom that Jim Nagy has put together for the Senior Bowl down there in Mobile, Alabama. Like I said, guys, it's the best. You never know who you're going to run into. Like I said, last year, Kerrigan was there coaching the defensive line. I got to spend some time with Ryan Kerrigan, talking to him on the field, and then also like at the airport, we flew back together and stuff. Just a really good time. Might see Adam Peters, might see Josh Harris. Like, you never know. Like, literally, guys, you'll be out to dinner, and like the entire, like Howie Roseman was sitting next to me at this oyster house last year. It was crazy. But on this episode, I'm going to talk about some guys that I really like for Washington. It doesn't matter to me also like who our defensive coordinator is going to be or what the scheme is going to be like. These are just prospects that I've been watching over the last few weeks, last month or so, and guys that I have written down on my list just to keep an eye on when I'm down there. Just getting some film, talking to them, asking, what communication they've had with Washington and stuff like that. I like asking the hard-hitting questions. I like getting down to it. Like Steve Avila last year asked him, like, I know you had a meeting with Washington. Tell me what that was like. And I got some good insight from him on stuff like that, especially with the new regime. I really want to hear how things go. But evaluating and their whole process with draft prospects and stuff like that. So action-packed episode. And if y'all haven't heard something I have started just recently, I opened up memberships for the channel. Guys like Terry here have already become a member. Shout out to Terry Lampkin for being the newest member on the channel. If you are not a member, go ahead and sign up today. It's only $2.99 a month. And like I said, with this offseason, you'll be getting exclusive access to videos early. You'll be getting exclusive access to member-only videos. I'll be doing film breakdowns on free agents, draft prospects. I'll be doing player interviews. I've already lined up a couple of guys in the next couple of weeks or month or two to come on the channel and do some player interviews and stuff like that. Some stuff at the Senior Bowl that I'm going to do some member exclusive stuff. Primary on all live streams, you get first dibs on chats and stuff like that. But then also I'll be doing random giveaways every single month. I have some great stuff, some autographed Terry stuff. I got an autographed Terry jersey, Terry cards, autographed Santana Moss football. I have so much stuff. And then I'm also giving away 2 jerseys at the NFL draft in April. And for every month you're a member, so if you sign up in January, you get an entry, and then February, March, April, so you get 4 entries if you sign up in January. If you wait till February, it's 3, so on and so on. So I'll be giving away 2 jerseys while I'm in Detroit, Michigan, guys. Like I said, this is going to be a big-time off-season. Let's see. Ink _ says, welcome back, Ink. I know you're on the early live stream with Adam Peters' press conference. Think we put an emphasis on offense or defense in this draft. So one thing I took away from Adam Peters' press conference today is how he said they're going to build in the draft. That's big. So I put all these films. I have a couple clips and stuff like that. A couple of guys I want to show y'all. I've had these, kind of my back pocket that I've been watching that I think would just fit what Washington needs on defense. I think they will put an emphasis on both sides of the ball. I think there's some heavy hitters on defense and free agency that you can spend some money on, like a L'Jarius Sneed, Antoine Winfield Jr., a couple of linebackers. I don't see like Patrick Queen or someone like that leaving the Ravens, but there's some big-time players on each position. And then also there's some talks maybe John Allen could be traded this offseason. I don't think John Payne would be traded this offseason, but John Allen's one that's got steam, not like the media's kind of, talked about it, but it's just something that could happen. Something fans have been talking about, he's sound like he's unhappy at the end of the season, so on. So just things that I kind of kept in perspective. But let me bring up my screen here and just show y'all some accepted invites at the Senior Bowl and talk about some of these guys. So obviously we know the secondary for Washington was really bad this year. And I said this a little while back, whoever comes in here and builds this roster has some decisions to make. Well, Adam Peters, he said today that there's some cornerstone pieces on this team, but the roster is definitely needs some work. And he was right. I was glad he was blunt about it. He wasn't like, yo, this team sucks. He just said there's some work to be done on this roster. And in my opinion, you have to look at the secondary, whether it's corner or safety. Are we going to pay Cam Curl? Does he go somewhere else in free agency? Do we franchise tag him? You've got Kendall Fuller who needs to get paid. Outside of Cam Curl, that free safety spot's been rough. Derek Forrest is hit or miss. Percy Butler has been hit or miss. It just seems like they're missing in the secondary. Forbes obviously had one of the worst, rookie seasons you could possibly have as a first round pick and as a corner, especially. And they just really have to figure out what they want that secondary to look like. You cannot afford to run that secondary back next year with how it looked this year. Personally, I would love for them to pay Kendall Fuller like a reasonable contract, not like some crazy number, unless they can get someone like Snead, like a big hitter, like I said, at corner. But someone like Fuller is kind of hard to replace, especially in the draft. You can't just have a bunch of young dudes at corner. You need some vets there. Even like Sauce Gardner, he's got like DJ Reed. He's got some help, some of his mentorship to where there's not these communication issues and all this just young guys on there. So a couple guys I like corner wise. Obviously, as someone that covered Penn State, I really like Johnny Dixon. I think he's a late round guy, someone who could be on special teams. But we're looking for some possible sure starters. Quinyon Mitchell's a guy who has been talked about a lot out of Toledo. Big time corner. Jordan Reed for ESPN does a lot of draft stuff. I've had him on the channel too. I'm going to try to get him back on here soon. He said that, talk about with Quinyon Mitchell, it might be his favorite corner in the draft. And the thing with Quinyon is, and I know y'all are going to be like, oh, we've heard this before. He has a knack for the ball. He has great ball skills. He's just a ball hawk, super instinctive, really good change of direction. Just everything Quinyon Mitchell does really impresses me. And I could see him as a first rounder. I could also see him being one of those picks at possibly the second round. Ideally, I think we'd go either, quarterback at number 2, and then I would love to go offensive line with that first pick. But then after that, let me zoom in a little bit. You've got some big name guys here. I think obviously Kool-Aid, Terrion, Cooper DeJean, Nate Wiggins. These are some heavy hitters. But he said, look, leave the whole household name out of it. Quinyon Mitchell, skill-wise, is one of the best ones. First off, forced completions tied for 3rd in the nation. Dropped 3 interceptions, but he did not allow a single touchdown this year. He's one of the highest graded corners in the entire nation. Look at that coverage grade, 91.6, run defense grade, 77, which is pretty good for a corner. His size, what is he? 6 foot, 196. Not the biggest guy, but he's not on like the Forbes side of like 170, and just super lean, but he has great speed. I love his range. I think it's a really tough situation for Adam Peters to say, look, I don't know what we need to do to the secondary, but once again, we can't afford Forbes to come and have the year he did. St. Juice is hit or miss. Maybe we go with someone inside. Ink, I know you mentioned TJ Tampa fits that physical mold. I love TJ Tampa. I wish he was going to be at the Senior Bowl. But TJ Tampa is a really good fit who can play in a lot of positions on that defense. Really physical defender. You see him down here. They have him as the 40th overall player. Kalen King got an invite to the Senior Bowl. He will be there as well. Someone who was, before the season, a first rounder for sure. People had him as corner 1 before the season started. And he didn't have like a bad season, just wasn't as good as last year. And then you've had some of these other guys get super hot as the season went on. Max Melton is another guy I like a lot that I've watched, a super physical guy. Like you mentioned, how Adam Peters wants this team to be physical. I want teams to hate playing us. Nick Saban said it best. I think it was his first press conference when he took the job at Alabama. He said, I want teams to say, we hate playing those guys. That is the kind of mindset I want on this team, especially on defense. I just want us to suffocate people, take the life out of people. Like, you go back and watch that Ravens game when they play the 49ers. That's the kind of defense I want every single week, where teams just hate having to prep for us, but then they get on the field and they just get annoyed, get agitated, get frustrated, and they just hate playing our defense. I think Max Melton is a guy who could probably be in like the 4th round, that has a high upside to him. We've done a good job of, getting some of these late rounder secondary guys. Like I said, Cam Curl being a 7th rounder, Forrest was a 5th, St. Juste was a 3rd. And, I'm not saying they're bad players. It's just, can you improve at that? And I think you can. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. is another guy out of Missouri, probably a 1st rounder. He's going to be there as well. Chris Abrams-Drain is another guy I think is super underrated, a physical corner. I'm trying to get some more corner tape. It's super hard to get a lot of these college players tapes. It's like the holy grail, but I've got my hands on a couple guys that I'm going to show y'all here in a minute. But just looking from a secondary standpoint, I think we can get some more depth guys, but I really want us to just get like one of these home run guys. Maybe if it is in the 2nd round, maybe if Ennis Rakestraw Jr. somehow falls to the 2nd, Kalen Carson from Wake Forest is there in a 2nd. I think Quinyon Mitchell's a guy you could get there in the 2nd as well. Like I said, if Kalen King is there, I love Kalen King. And it's not just because he went to Penn State, but I'm a big Kalen King fan. I think he would be great on the outside. Maybe you move Forbes inside. I don't know what you do, honestly. But at the end of the day, you have to make some business decisions. And like I said, you can't afford for these corners to be left out on the island and just be really bad like they were last year. But I'm going to just do it. Like, this is just a quick hit on the secondary. Like I said, there is a couple of guys I'm looking for, but in my honest opinion, I'm not like, oh, let's just get some more depth guys. I would love for us to spend the money in the secondary and free agency. Like I said, depending on who our defensive coordinator is, what they want to run, who Adam Peters is keeping an eye on. Maybe he swings big on there. But if it's not a day one starter, I'm not going to be looking at him too much at the Senior Bowl. I've got my eyes on offensive line. I've got my eyes on some edge rushers, and I'll show y'all edge rushers. Have some linebackers as well that I'm going to show y'all as well. But I still want to go over the corners because there's a lot of guys that you're going to hear their names brought up. This is a really good wide receiver class that's going to be at the Senior Bowl. There's going to be a lot of one-on-one drills. These guys are going to have their hands full, and I think Quinyon Mitchell is the name you're going to hear a lot. He's going to have a lot of interceptions, a lot of pass breakups. Those one-on-one drills are very wide receiver friendly, and I think Quinyon Mitchell, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., and Chris Abrams-Drain are going to win a lot of those battles. I think next up is the D-line. So let me get down here. So I mentioned it. Obviously, Washington has a big need on the edge, but I think Washington also might have a hole on the interior D-line. Like I said, depending on what happens with John Allen, maybe if they go depth. I mean, I feel like we have a lot of bodies. Phil Mathis, I'm still waiting on him to, pop out. But like I said, we just have no idea what's going to go on with John Allen. RS 484. I'm looking at Kyrie Jackson personally. Yeah, Kyrie Jackson, former Alabama guy, transferred to Oregon, got a lot better. One of the best in the Pac-12. I was just watching his tape against Washington, both games. He held his own. I'll say Kyrie Jackson has a lot of upside. I'll put him in that same bracket as Max Melton and Chris Abrams-Drain that have a good chance at being a lot better than people realize. I think Kyrie Jackson has a lot of upside to him. When you're running with Jalen Polk and Roma Dunze and you're only allowing him like 2 or 3 catches a game, but it's nothing big. I think he had 1 touchdown on him the second time they played, but I think it was Jalen Polk that scored on him. But that's the best wide receiver corp in the entire country, and he held his own a lot of times. He's a physical guy too. He's a little thin frame, but I think if he beefs up a little bit, he can be a really, really good corner. So I'm glad you brought up Kyrie. Isaac Chavez said we need Peyton Willis with one of our late day 2 picks or our first day 3 more than I need air. And Peyton Willis is a guy I'm going to talk about. I got some film on him. Super impressed with Peyton Wilson. I'm going to get to him. But looking at the D line, like I said, there's a couple of guys I'm looking at. Adisa Isaac is one of the first ones. Like I said, being at Penn State, got to see him up in person. I'm there on the sideline watching him and Chop Robinson just wreak havoc in the backfield. Chop Robinson's getting a lot of love and a lot of attention for a reason. He's really good. I think Adisa Isaac is one of the guys that's drafted much higher than people expect. I think he's going to have a great showing at the Senior Bowl. Once again, I love those one-on-one drills when they're in the trenches. It's offensive line versus the defensive line, and they're going at it. I think Adisa Isaac's going to win a lot of those battles. I think he's going to have a freak Pro day, his number's going to look great. He's going to go to the combine and tear it up. So let me bring up some Adisa Isaac for you real quick here. Go to get out of corner, because at the end of the day, once again, there's a lot of free agents on the edge that I like. Brian Burns, AJ Epineza, Josh Allen. Where's that? There it is. Some heavy hitting free agents that Washington could go after, and I hope they do. At least one of them. Do they run KJ Henry the first year? No clue. I like him. I like what he brings. I think he has some upside to him. But once again, like, look, Adisa Isaac closing that gap according to PFF. Adisa Isaac's right there. He was back at 100 like a month ago. And I said, watch for Adisa Isaac. As soon as he got that invite to the Senior Bowl, I said, watch out. This guy's going to shoot up some boards. People are going to start watching some tape finally and say, wow, this guy's really good. And now he's at 59. But you just never know what Washington's going to do. This could be one of those picks that's there in the second round. Maybe if he's there in the third. But Adisa Isaac, 81.7 overall grade, 9 sacks, 4 hits, 20 hurries last year. That's a lot. Had a 72.9 pass rush grade, a really good run defense grade of 82.4. In the Big Ten, that's really good, especially against that Michigan team and Ohio State this year. He held his own. And actually have the film is from the Michigan game that I'm going to show you. A pass rush win rate, that's always super hard to say, 13% and a run stop rate of 11.4. Good God. This dude tore it up. I can't wait to see his numbers measurement wise. 6'4", 254. I want to see his arm length. I want to see what that looks like. Because when I'm watching him on tape, those arm rips, those stiff arms, they are ridiculous. Let me see which one is him. I actually got the film over here. So let me bring up some of Adisa Isaac. I think it's the same. Yeah, here it is. All right, so he's number 20. He's on the edge towards the bottom of the line. I have some pass winning and some run stopping. First off, that's super hard for a guy his size. Now, what Michigan, obviously one of the best offensive lines in the country. Washington technically won. What's it, the Allen Award or whatever it's called for the offensive line. I think Michigan should have won it for like the 5th year in a row. We see Adisa Isaac 20 there. This left tackle, in a perfect world, he's going to let 20 run free because he's going to want to go inside and open up this funnel for Blake Crum to just shoot up the middle. But Adisa Isaac is so fast, it doesn't even matter. Look at that change of the direction. First off, he's disciplined enough to watch the quarterback and the running back. And he's like, I mean, watch his footwork. Quick jumps inside, quick acceleration, quick change of direction. Slow guys in the NFL aren't doing that. They're running behind him. I hate to say it. I'm not going to say any names, but guys on our team before have let that guy run up the middle and not stop him in the backfield for a loss. Back to 20. He's got Abdul Carter, one of the best linebackers in the country here. Look at this. Boom. Rex. Stop him in the backfield once again. Just a really good run stopping edge. I'm telling you guys, I know Chop Robinson gets a lot of the attention at 44. Gosh, his get off is ridiculous. JJ McCarthy had to get rid of it quick. Still caught it. That guy 21 is going to be a beast in the future, by the way. Watch this. That's what I like with his long arms. You see him there? We rewind that one. 20 on the left side. Stiff arms, 89 back. He's pushing him back towards Corum. Gets off his block with one hand. Rips off. Stops him in the backfield again. Like, he is so strong. And he has such a hard, quick strike. Now, look at this. I could see him being an outside linebacker and like your traditional 3-4, which doesn't really exist much anymore because no one really has a base defense anymore, or 4-3 on the edge. Because this guy's super high IQ. First off, he reads the play. He backs off right away because he knows what's going to happen. Stops JJ McCarthy in the backfield. Just watch the pre-snap recognition. That's something I watch for on these plays. First off, his hands in the ground to start. He starts reading it a little bit. Backs off instantly. Because he sees the movement, he sees the right guard and the right tackle are pulling to the opposite side. It's going to be a run of some kind. He keeps it, avoids 65, gets on the inside there and stops JJ McCarthy. Super quick, super smart. Stands up his blocker once again. I love when he gets hype after a play too. Watch this. Got to get that contact first. Cuts inside real quick, comes back, bop, gets up under those pads, gets the leverage. Nowhere to go. Super smart, really strong. I love what Adisa Isaac brings. I think he's a big time option for Washington when you look at some edge rushers. Like I said, maybe the 3rd round pick. That's the move that you're making. I have no problem with that. Let me see. I had someone else. Edge rushing. Oh, yeah. My guy, Darius Robinson. How can I not talk about Darius Robinson? He's getting a lot of attention, too. I know my guy, Ian Cunningham with PFN, mentioned him the other day. And I was like, yes, please, please, please start the hype train for Darius Robinson because he's a beast. Let's see if I could find him. Out of Missouri. There he is. Darius Robinson out of Missouri. Let's see. R84 says Adisa is a great top 100 guy, but if we go day 3, I would love to take Brennan Jackson. Brennan Jackson haven't gotten to see yet. What's going on, Radar? I love the profile picture. The Ben Johnson chain. I love, what's his name? DC guy started that chain thing where it's like draft Caleb or whatever it is. It's super funny. But yeah, Darius Robinson out of Missouri. I'm gonna show y'all his film against oh shoot, I didn't hit the wrong button. I'm gonna show y'all the film against Georgia. Because it was crazy. So let's do this. Window, mock draft again. It's hard working with two screens, guys. I appreciate y'all chilling. Darius Robinson, another guy. He was like in the 200s. Now he's up to 108. 83 overall grade, 9 sacks, 6 hits, and 26 hurries in the SEC. 28.3 pass rushing grade, 81.4 run defense grade, true pass rush grade, 83.8. Boy, that's a mouthful. 16.2 run. Pass rushing win rate, and then an 8% run stop grade. I mean, just ridiculous numbers. Once again, he's going to have the craziest measurements at the Senior Bowl. Like, he's going to be a pterodactyl. 6'5", 296, and he has no business moving as fast as he does. Absolutely no business moving as fast as he does. I think he's a guy that could be there, maybe pick 100. If he pops off at the Senior Bowl, don't be surprised if he climbs up a little bit. Let's see. Radar actually mentioned Chris Broswell, my Alabama edge rusher that I like. And then Gabriel Murphy is another guy I see him right there at 90. Super underrated. A lot of production. Really fast. This edge class is really good. So that's what I really want to see how they evaluate the defense, see fit wise, which one of these edge guys they really want to take. I'm telling you, when it comes to edge, give me my guy, Darius Robinson. And before I start, he's number 6. He's the one off the right tackle there, hand in the dirt, kind of by himself. Watch this rip move. Yeet, rips him down, gets around. Carson Beck, sack against Georgia. Missouri was a really good team this year. Their defense was all over the place. I just want to watch that one more time. Full speed. Quick get off. Rip the arms down. Yeah. Pulls him down. Super long arms, which gives him a big time advantage when he's in the backfield. There's no reason. Like, he didn't just have 9 sacks for no reason. Don't get mistaken for number 5. He's on the. You see, he always has a towel on the back of him too. Watch this. So he's on the left side of the line. Number 4 comes around to try to steal a block for the running back, and he regrets that decision. Stuffs him and still gets to the running back. Watch this. Stuff. Boom. Hits 4. 30's right there, trying to cut outside, trying to find somewhere to go. Gets off the block and rips him back down. Super long arms, freak athlete. My God, like I can't wait to see what this dude looks like in person. So there he is, left side of the field, right in front of 28 there, left side of the screen. 2 guys. I just love how fast he is. The thing I saw about this, it wasn't a sack. He didn't get to the quarterback. He rushed the play a little bit, but just watch how fast his hands are to get through 2 different blocks. 1, 2, and he's there. Like, 3 seconds, he's at the quarterback. You need to go through 2 guys. Now, the first guy was kind of just chipping him on the way, but still didn't stop any momentum or anything on the way. Had no problem getting around the right tackle. You see the towel hanging right there. He's he's between the right tackle and the right guard on this play. I slowed this one down because look at that swim move. Boom, hits Beck right when he throws the ball, incomplete. We're watching that one again. I put it in slow-mo for a reason. Watch this. Jumps outside. Look at that. Arm goes over, swims past that elbow, hits behind the arm of the guard. No problem. Hits Beck, stops the play. Just filthy. And once again, didn't get to the quarterback on this play, but just watch how he's right in front of 71, and I think that's 7 right there in front of him. Left side of the screen. Stands him up, swims outside, rips him down. Look at that bend. Look at the bend right there. See where the goalpost is. That bend just to get around that tackle, get up underneath there. That's what I'm looking for. So watch. I think that is what like their backup tight end, number 7. Just rips him to the ground. 7 had no business on him. Rip. Bend. Around the corner. Just, oh my God. Filthy. I love what he does. Now here he is on 71 this play. Look at this. His ability, they call it getting skinny. And then also just getting that leverage and getting outside of those pads. I mean, it's impressive, especially like I said, for his size, he moves so fast. So you see him right next to 71, between 71 and 56. Watch how he just rips through. Puts his hand on the shoulder, pushes him. Boom. Gets him sideways. That arm comes around. He has a filthy swim move. Right over top. 71 is up there guarding nobody now. Absolutely nobody. Comes off of him. Boom, Milton. Drop. You ain't going nowhere on that run. I love Darius Robinson. This is probably one of my favorite edge rushers in the class. Super underrated. You're going to hear about the Chop Robinsons, the Lot 2s. And this is a really good edge class. So Washington absolutely could be in the running for an edge, whether it is second round or third round. You have some options. You have some depth guys that can start day 1 in round 2, 3, maybe 4. Like I said, Gabriel Murphy, Marshawn Nealand. They have Darius Robinson at 108 right now. I think he shoots up after the Senior Bowl. I mean, they're going to measure this guy and be like, yeah, this guy's built in a lab. He has no business. Let's see. 2 other guys. Who was the other one I had? Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, I'm going to save him. My favorite defensive prospect in the entire class is at the Senior Bowl. And he reminds me of a former Washington guy. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. It might be next, actually. But let me see. Out of the edge rushers, that's the main one I'm really looking for. Is Darius Robinson, Adisa Isaac. Marshawn Nealand had a lot of production this year, too. I'm interested to see what he looks like. I mean, Latu, obviously, he's going to be a freak there as well. And Chris Broswell. Can't wait to see what they do. But I'm going to go inside defensive line real quick, and then I'm going to do a linebacker and safety. And I'm going to save my favorite 2 for last. Like, these guys had my favorite tape watching last night. And on the defensive line, it's a duo. Y'all know I live here in Austin, Texas. So I'm going to go with 2 Texas guys that had late invites accepted, and it's a really good duo in the middle. That's Byron Murphy, the second, and Trevondre Sweat, wherever he is. Where is he? I know he's on here. Byron Murphy. There he is. Trevondre Sweat. Big time guys in the middle. Sweat is your big, just run-stopping gap filler. And then Murphy is a really strong freak athlete in the middle. If we do lose Jonathan Allen, these are 2 guys that you're plugging in. Either one of these guys, day 1, to start. So this is a contingent. Maybe they replace. I've seen Wingo. I haven't seen a lot of Mike Hall. I think he's had a lot of injuries in his career. But Wingo's a beast too. Another guy in the middle that I would love to see. But Trevondre Sweat and Murphy. Let me bring up their profiles real quick. I got to see them beat Alabama, sadly. But just gosh, that's a really good duo. The fact that Texas had both these guys is crazy. And I do agree with this. I think Murphy is better than Sweat. Murphy is ridiculous. 91.5 pass rushing grade, 80.5 run defense, a 19.6 pass rushing win rate, a 9.5 run stop win rate. Had 6 sacks, 3 hits, 36 hurries. Oh my gosh. He's a beast. I mean, Murphy, he's my like instant guy that I want to plug on that line if we lose him. 6'1", 308. 6'1's not tall, but honestly, I do not care. This dude could be 5'8" for all I care after watching him play. And then Sweat down here, big dude. His numbers are ridiculous too. 92 run defensive grade. That's the best duo in the country. 2 sacks, 3 hits, not as much production. He's not that much of a, like I said, he's not much of a pass rusher. 26 hurries, 6 bad passes. He batted a lot of balls down. 6'4", 362. Good God. And he looks every pound of it when you watch him play. So let me bring up those two boys. I got the Alabama game from this year and then the Iowa State game. So the first one I did was Sweat. He's number 93. So you see him lined up just off the center there. Like I say, he's just more of a big gap-filling guy, but he can get off blocks. You're not going to go anywhere in the run game. You're not going to run next to this dude. You have nowhere to go. 360 pounds? Thankfully, we got the arrows on this one. Just taking double teams, redirecting running backs. I mean, just look how he fills in this gap. 2 guys, boom, fills in both of them. Goes right in between. Chase McClellan had nowhere to go. Boom! Pushes back Seth McLaughlin, who forgot how to snap, of course, in the Rose Bowl. But watch this. Watch this get off and watch how he just rams McLaughlin back. Jesus. Getting double teamed, pushes both of them. Look at that little spin move. Hold on now. Look at that's a 360-pound spin move. Look at this. Rip. Yeah. And luckily, Jalen Milroe got rid of that ball because the pocket was collapsing on him. So that was Sweat. I don't have a lot of Sweat. I kind of wanted to show both. I didn't want it to be too long. But Sweat is a big-time dude in the middle. He's going to stop the run. He's going to cause havoc and really help out the guys on the rest of the defensive line. Like I said, he's not some like fast guy who's going to get to the quarterback alive. But for his size, he's able to push guys back into your quarterback. He's able to collapse that pocket, make them roll out. Make your guys come around and finish the job. But he's going to get to the quarterback still. But he's not like the John Allen of the Drawn Payne where they've had these high-end number sacks where they've gotten to the quarterback. But still, that's fine. Like, don't expect like some sexy Dexy from the Giants types numbers, sack-wise. But when it comes to stopping the run and then batting balls down and just shutting down that pocket, Sweat's a really good option. Now, Murphy, this is a guy who's going to get to the quarterback. And I love this play for one reason. He gets beat initially, but watch that get back. So he's number 90, lined up over the center. He cuts to the outside, and he gets double teamed all the time. And he loses this rep, but his effort and his motor, he gets right back up instantly, and he gets the sack. So watch 90 in the middle there between 41 and 0. He's going to cut. Of course, this play takes a little bit. Hand in the ground, cuts, loses, gets back up, and still gets the sack. I have no problem that he lost the rep. Most guys get finished, he stays down. Not Murphy. Once again, you see 90 over the left guard. Takes the double team, pushes both of them back. He's taking on 2 guys at once. Not once did he get pushed to the ground. He's a super strong guy. And for a guy of his height, too, you're like, 6 foot, he's going to get beat a lot. He holds his own more than you'd expect him to. But a lot of guys in this scenario, they're getting pushed, they're getting closed out, they're getting pancaked, and the running back has a wide open hole. It's not the sexiest play. You're like, well, he didn't get a sack or anything. But he's taking on a double team like that. Opens up for 93 to come through. But those 2 guys, both of them, you're not running in the middle of that Texas line. Like I said, I personally saw it with Alabama. There's a lot of times where I was like, what the heck's going on, especially second half of the game. But Murphy's just a freak, dude. And I love the other views. I put both views in here. But the other view gives you that just behind that end zone all 22 look. Ready? Zero tech over the center. Boom, cuts in. Oh my, look how fast that was. Real time is ridiculous. Cuts inside, gets skinny, gets between those two. The center and the left guard. They have no idea what's going on. Or is it the left guard and the left tackle? He goes all the way out. Oh, yeah. Left guard, left tackle. Look, that gets off the blocks. Nowhere for the running back to go. That's the plays that we used to have. I feel like it's been missing for Washington for a while. Those are the plays we've been missing. I want teams to not be able to run against us. I know it's the passing league. That's the sexy thing to do in the NFL. But I want a down and dirty guy in the middle of that D-line that's going to stop the run. And I want a guy that can get to the quarterback too. And he did that twice this game. I know it's Iowa State, but he did it against top competition too. Fighting the double team, gets between both of them. He doesn't give up on plays. Like, it doesn't matter if he gets beat, if he's getting stuffed. That motor is at 100 miles an hour every single play. I love his effort. I love this play here. I think this is the other sack. He's in the middle there. He moves out. Watch this. Oh my gosh. Pushes him back. Collapses the pocket. That's what I want to see in Washington. Let's see that last one more time. And that's the other play. He starts over the center there. Then gets kicked back out over 54. A little change in defense here. Quick. Adapt. Change. 41's dropping over. Boom. Gets inside. Pushes him back. Gets his hands on the quarterback first. I'm telling y'all, Murphy and Sweat are both a beast. If we replace John Allen, give me one of those two guys. Give me Murphy first. He might be one of my favorite interior defensive linemen. There's some ballers, like you said, Mingo, Leonard Taylor, Jerzon Newton's a top 15 pick. So that's not going to happen. But outside of that, you want to look at second round, third round, Leonard Taylor, the third out of Miami, Byron Murphy, the second, Chris Jenkins, Micaiah Wingo, and Trevondre Sweat. Rook from Clemson is going to be there too, I think. Radar says, what nickel corner do you like in this draft? If y'all watched any Michigan games this year, what's his name? Mike Sanderstill, super small guy. He's like 5'7", but he's a high IQ nickel corner. He's going to be there. You saw him get that interception against Washington in the national championship game. He did that all season long. Little Mikey, he's a beast. He's a baller. People overthought Ivan Pace last year at the Senior Bowl. Like, oh, he's super short. He's a top 3 graded linebacker in the entire NFL this year. He was an undrafted free agent for the Vikings. And people are like, why are guys sleeping on him? Let's see. K. Roberts, what's going on? Josh, where do you think we could get a top tier linebacker in this draft? So if you follow me on X, which you should, at Josh Taylor FB, my number one linebacker in this whole class is Edrian Cooper, out of Texas A&M. I think he's a complete tight end. I think he is the next. He is the Washington version that Adam Peters is looking for when he wants a Fred Warner. I'll show you real quick. Where's my screen? Let me go over here real quick. Okay, Roberts, linebacker. I'm going to talk about one. I got some film for a linebacker that's going to be at the Senior Bowl. Like I said, I really wish Edrian Cooper was going to be there. Jeremiah Trotter's not going to be there. But Peyton Wilson is a guy I really like. He's probably going to be there in the third. It's really hard because he has some injury concerns that teams might, he might fall a little bit. Junior Colson's another guy that people have super high. Matt Miller has him as the number one linebacker. I know Tommy Eichenberg's going to be there. Cedric Gray's another guy. I love Cedric Gay. Cedric Gray is one of my favorite. If you've been following me all season, every time North Carolina plays, I'm like, Cedric Gray plays today, guys. Can't wait to watch. He's going to be at the Senior Bowl. He's like a 5th, 6th round guy. But I honestly really like Peyton Wilson. He's one of my favorites. And like I said, I got some tape to watch on him. Edgerrin Cooper is going to the Shrine Bowl, apparently. I think he is. Yeah, I think I saw that too, which is really weird. There's a lot of people going to the Shrine Bowl. I'm like, why are they not going to the Senior Bowl? But let me show y'all some Peyton Wilson tape real quick, or we'll look at his grade while we're here. Because Peyton Wilson was a piece this year, big time leader on defense, and he rushed the quarterback a lot. So look at that, 2023 stats: coverage stops 26, which is first in the country. He had 3 forced incompletions, which for a linebacker, pretty dang good. Tied for 13th in the country at 41 run stops. Like, holy smokes, this guy is a beast. 73.5 pass rushing grade, which honestly, when you watch the tape I'm about to show you, you would have thought I was like 100 because he's ridiculous at running the quarterback. 83.7 run defensive grade, 90.4 coverage grade, and only a 4.7 missed tackle grade. That's something I saw a lot too. Every single year, this guy got better. Had 305 coverage snaps this year, 92 tackles, only 6 missed tackles, and he saw increased workload this year. Everything just got so much better for him. I mean, I can't wait to show you all this film that I got against in the Louisville game. Greg says thoughts on Junior Colson. I need to watch more of Junior Colson because when he officially declared, I mean, I wasn't going to watch too much of him until he actually declared. But like I said, Matt Miller's super high on him. He thinks that he's the number 1 linebacker in the class. I don't know if I'm going to have anyone that jumps Cooper. I think Cooper is just that good for A&M. He's everything I want in a linebacker. But anyone that's in that defense for Michigan, and I just remember watching a couple games this year. Obviously, the Alabama game, the Penn State game, the Ohio State game. And the Washington game. Those are the 4 games I actually just sat and watched. And Junior Colson made a lot of big plays. The other linebacker, Michael Barrett, that's right next to him, made some big plays too. He's somebody at the Senior Bowl that I've been watching. So every time I'm watching Michael Barrett or I'm watching Sanders Still, that nickel corner, Junior Colson pops on tape. Those are the guys that I really like. When you're watching someone else, you're like, gosh, who's this other guy? Who's this linebacker? So I'm definitely going to get to Junior Colson. He's probably a guy I'll do a video breakdown on, like I said. In the next coming months, I'm going to do individual videos where I'm just breaking down guys, going over their measurements, going over their film, breaking down, certain things about them, really dissecting it and showing y'all how to watch film, how to evaluate these guys. Because that's something I'm learning right now in the Scouting Academy. Right now I'm doing wide receivers. I'm almost done with that. I'm going to get right to offensive line next, which we definitely need. So I'm excited about that. But linebacker is one that I like watching too. But let me show you all some Peyton film because it's beautiful. First off, he's number 11. The thing with watching film, it's really hard to point guys out. So I really appreciate the arrows. That's the only reason I really show the first view. But this guy, the thing that surprised me the most about Peyton Wilson is how fast he is, how quick his they call it COD, change of direction. And just he has a trigger to him. I'm like, holy smokes, whether it's in the run stop, whether it's rushing the passer, whether it's in coverage, Peyton Wilson, boom. He goes outside like, this is what I'm supposed to do. But let me read this play right here. As soon as the quarterback gives a hint of a run, he goes, yep, I'm reading this all the way. It's a run. Cuts back inside. Gain of 3. Where if he would have just stayed in coverage, Jawar Jordan there, really good running back for Louisville, had a good little edge to get a big gain. But Peyton Wilson said, heck no. not on my watch. I think he's rushing the passer this time. Yep. Cuts inside a right tackle. I mean, look at this quick trigger. He just pops out, cuts inside. I don't know how his pass rushing grade wasn't higher. Like watching this game alone, like I said, it should have been perfect. There's a lot of different plays I'll show you. Cuts back. Watch this. He sees the quarterback start to take off. Look how much ground he gains. Gosh. I love these plays. You see him there. He's all the way over on the left tackle when the play starts. Cuts all the way around. Look at that. Just a headhunter, man. All the way across the field to get the stop. And he's like that every single play. All right, now you see him on the right side. Once again, you just see how easy he gets through the line. Boom. High IQ. Look at that. Like, he does everything. Great vision. The thing that separates really good linebackers, like, you can have serviceable linebackers, but if you want a really good, great linebacker that's like a leader on defense, this is what we thought Cody Barton was going to be this year, but he's not. Just a high IQ guy. Like, he's in a position to make a play. He's reading it. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. Just put your hands up. You'd be surprised how many people don't do it. I mean, I really like Peyton Wilson. Boom. Run stopper, pass rusher, cuts to the inside. I mean, just look how fast. And this is a thing I want to tell y'all too. You can go to the combine, you can run fast, but play speed is so different. Not only because the pads and all the gear and stuff like that, but just the reaction. Some people play hesitant, like, oh, I think this is going to happen. Let me kind of get in position. Peyton Wilson has a fast play speed. A lot of people don't play like that. Like, I'm telling you guys, you watch an average linebacker, they're like, oh, I'm kind of in position. Oh, I got taken out because I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of linebackers, they don't have this in their game. Just full speed. Just watch how fast he is compared to everybody else. Like, he has that play speed. It's because he doesn't hesitate. He knows what's happening. Boom, out of nowhere. That's nothing against other guys. It's just you either have that or you don't have it. You can run in a straight line and run a 40 and be fast all day long. But if you don't have that play speed, that's what doesn't translate. You're like, oh, I can run a fast 40. But if you're playing slow, it doesn't matter. Cuts inside, boom. Gets off the block. Like, he has everything. He's a complete linebacker. And then effort play. His buddy gets the strip sack here. He's right there, and he's in a position, though. Falls on the ball. Picks it up, actually. He didn't really even get to see it. Another time. Boom. Shoots through the line. God. Watch this. He's reading it. Diagnosing where he wants to go in at. He just finds the smallest little hole and just makes it seem like it's a wide open gate for him just to walk through. Yeet. Unblocked. Reads it, rips it. Like, how do you get through that untouched? I don't know. It's ridiculous. He's a top 3 linebacker for me for sure. And they're like, oh, what about coverage? One of the hardest routes in the NFL is that god dang wheel route. Y'all know it. Y'all seen it. Jamin Davis knows it. I love Jamin. But that daggone wheel route. And like I said, this is Joar Jordan here. In the backfield, cuts out, and turns his hips, gets back upfield, covers him well. There's not a lot of times in this game where they were dropping him into coverage. They hit the most forced incompletions in the country, one of the best coverage grades for a linebacker. Another sack. I don't know how many sacks he had this game, like 3. I mean, he didn't even have to put his hands on that tight end. The tight end knew. He said, come on, man. He knew. Look at him. He knew right away. He's like, yep, I got beat. He just used his feet to beat him that time. Didn't even need to put hands on him. Watch. He was just playing with him. Stutter. Easy. He's like, he did a little shoulder. She's like, get off me. Oh, this is crazy. Forces an interception. If he's not in the play, he's making the play. And that was a really bad throw, too. This guy's ridiculous. Read. Oh, I love this one. This is a cover. This is a high IQ coverage play here. Watch this. 10's in the middle. That's the other linebacker. He's over here in front of 85, the tight end. Just watch how he interacts. You can tell this is a leader on defense. Plays developing. He hands off the tight end. Points it out. He's like, hey, this is you. I got my guy. Ready? Boom. Changes the direction. Sees the play developing. Sticks with this guy. No choice. The quarterback has nowhere to throw it. That is a big time. Like that, once again, that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but you're watching this film and you're watching how he just acts in this defense. Captain, just redirecting everything. Communication. Hey, boom, this is your guy. I'm gone. Coverage. Pass rushing. Run stopping. This dude's a beast. I'm a big Peyton Wilson fan. And I got one more for y'all. This is my favorite. This is the best. I watched this tape and I was like, God, I need this guy for a couple reasons. Arsenal 84, this is a Commanders channel, but damn, I want to see D'Amico Ryans get his hand on this guy. If D'Amico Ryans gets Peyton Wilson, it's over for the AFC. Like, it is over. My favorite defensive prospect in the entire draft. I don't care if we pass on an offensive lineman in the second round. I will say it. We need this guy if he's there. And like I said, this is a heavy one. This is a hot one. He reminds me of another Hurricane, all-time great, same position. He plays safety. And I'm telling you guys, this dude. I watched this one game like 3 times last night. I was like, there's no way. Cameron Kinchins is the best safety in the entire draft, and he's going to be in Mobile, Alabama. I'm going to be on his hip. You're going to think I'm his agent. I'm going to be all over Cam Kinchins. All over Cam Kinchins. He is the best free safety, the best single high safety in the entire draft. And I know you see these numbers like, oh, it's a 67.8. That's okay. Blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you guys, watch the film. He is a big time prospect. He is my favorite safety. 6 foot, 205. He could slide into that first round conversation. People are going to overthink him like they did Brian Branch. I think he's better than Brian Branch. Cam Kinchins is a stud. We're going to watch this film together. And you're going to be like, what? See him there, Arrow. Number 5. Cam, please come to DC. Watch his reaction. Boom. Play develops. Shoots out of a cannon. It's like a gain of 3. He had to travel like 30 yards. Will Shipley, really fast, by the way. You just see 5 come out of nowhere. Super reactive. That was like my least favorite of all of them. Watch this high IQ play. It's going to be a screen. He sees it before the play even happens. He starts pointing stuff out. Watching him, talking to him. He sees it's a screen right here. Cade Kublik looks to the left. It's a screen. What are you going to do? Guy's about to catch it at like the 20. You're at the 30. Boom. Blows the play up. No gain on the play. Just shoots out of a cannon every play. Kaya! And he don't miss tackles either. Out there by himself. What are you going to do? Stick his nose in. Phil Maffa, backup running back. Super, super physical runner. Look at Cam up top there. He's reading it. The hole's there for Phil. And Cam fills in the hole on Phil. Sticks his nose in. Physical hard hitter. You're going to see some other plays. But I love a safety that's just going to get in there. Shut it down. Puts him on his butt. Phil Maffa didn't stand a chance. Now see what else Cam can do. He's a little bit higher this time. He's in the box this time. Once again, reactive. It's a gain of like 2. Like I said, that play speed. Look how fast he is compared to everybody else on the field. Now, this is where he gets that money. This is where it separates him from other safeties. I love Tyler Nubin. He's my second favorite safety in this draft. But look at what Cam does. And this interception is ridiculous. What are you going to do when you're by yourself? Oh, this isn't the interception play. This is the next one. The guy is in front of you, first level, second level, didn't make a play. He doesn't give up big plays. He's by himself. You have to either make this tackle or it's a touchdown. And you can see he's kind of out of position, fixes, cuts back. That change of direction, that suddenness. He's not struggling. By himself up top. This is the interception. At first, I was like, oh, it's an incomplete pass. No. All right, so just watch this whole play from top to bottom. You see him there, the arrow's on him. Play starts out, backpedals, 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 cuts to the left, cuts to the right, sees the play developing to the other side, changes back. Watch this from the other view. I slowed it down, don't worry, because this is the best interception of the year I've seen. How he got this, I have no idea. Cade overthrows, looks like he's trying to throw it away. Boom. The best, I'll call him field general safety. I'm not going to say some ball hawk, but he's just an outfielder at safety. If he has an opportunity to get it, he's going to go get it. I think that whole ball hawk mentality, we saw that before this year. It doesn't exist. Give me an outfielder at safety that can read the play. He's all the way on the other side. There's a guy cutting across the field. He's giving his corner safety help, and then he sees the play develop on the other side. He's like, oh, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to try to make me a play. K's going to overthrow it. He's going to try to throw it out of bounds. I don't care. I'm going to catch it and somehow get my knee down. This is crazy. And just all the stuff that's happening behind this that you can't see at Cam, like I said, you saw in the first view. Just slide up in there like it's nothing. Like, give me that. There he is again, other side of the field. Boom. Heavy hitter. What'd I tell you? This is a little zone here. K does a good job of finding the open guy in the zone. Look at it from the other side again. You'll see the zone develop. Guys are dropping back. You see the nickel corner pulled up like it's supposed to. But Cam sees where the play is going. Cade starts loading it up. Cam's already taken off. How he held on to that, I don't know. I wouldn't have, that's for sure. I'd have been out after that hit. But he just does a good job. Ooh, look at that. Crossing routes. And he dropped this one. I'm going to ask him about this one at the Senior Bowl, how much he hated this one. Crossing routes. Clemson tries to get him, a little rub, like they did in the national championship game against Alabama. I'm not going to talk about it. Little rub. They tried to do some crossing routes to get Cam out of position. But look how he's able to come down. He's at the 35. First off, it's man. So he comes down. He sees that he's going outside, a little out and up. And he just says, hey, I'm going to run this route for you, by the way. First off, you're not going to pick me. You're not going to get me in traffic. Right. Let me pause it. See, he's reading, boom, goes. He's not going to get caught up. The tight end, that might be, I can't tell if it's the tight end or the wide receiver. I think it's the tight end. When he goes outside, he's trying to get Cam stuck in this traffic right here at the 32. Doesn't let it happen. Just goes around it and says, let me pick this route up for you. Should have been a pick. He dropped this one. You can tell he was pissed afterwards. But just crazy. High IQ. Literally says, let me run this for you. Almost got it with one hand. He knew he had it. Goal line stand at the end of the game. And this is another IQ play. They try to get some bunches, some formation junk in here. Try to get him off. They can tell it's man because he's following 9 again. They said, look, we're going to cause some traffic. We're going to get some crossing routes going. Something's going to be open. There's going to be a window somewhere. He goes. They see it's man. They try to just get busy and then just split out. Confuse everybody. Get everybody stuck in that traffic. But Cam doesn't get caught up in it. He goes up under the mess once again. Look at that. Up under it. and he was just in front of that wide receiver. It's where K didn't have a position to throw. You see it better this time. Big time plays from Cam Kinchins. Like I said, this is just one game. This was one of my favorites to watch. Once I saw the interception, I was like, man, I got to show this one. But he's my favorite defensive player in the whole draft. I'm telling you guys, I would love to see that free safety spot has been lacking for a while in Washington. If we pay Cam Curl to be that strong safety, great. Can you imagine Cam and Cam Kitchens, Cam Curl in the backfield, just holding it down? And Cam Curl plays up a lot. So if you want to do that single high safety, like I said, it's been a big issue. We tried doing it with Percy Butler. It's not working. We've tried it with Derek Forrest. It didn't work out. A couple times it did, but just too much of a liability, too many big plays given up. Cam Kinchins does not allow big plays, even over the top. He has that speed to go sideline to sideline. I love his reaction. I love his change of direction, his acceleration. He does everything so well. That is like one of my dream picks for Washington. There's a couple of them. There's like 5. Not quarterback related. And Cam Kinchins is absolutely one of them. I cannot wait to see him at the Senior Bowl. Like I said, I'm going to be right there as much as I can, getting some good stuff from him. But guys, those are my top defensive players I'm looking at the Senior Bowl. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Like I said, I'll be doing some more live streams and stuff like that. Some will be planned, so just check back in and you'll see that there's something scheduled. Or there'll be some random ones depending on what's going on. I do have a stream, I think 2 days from now on Bleacher Report, talking about some trade scenarios this offseason. I'll talk about John Allen, and I'll entertain the people that want to trade Terry. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that'd be stupid. But I'm going to entertain it because you just never know with the new regime. So stay tuned for that. I'll upload it to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and join the membership if you haven't already. Because like I said, guys, a lot of big stuff going to be coming up this off season. But we went live for like 3 hours today, at least 2 hours. It was like 2.5 hours. So I appreciate everyone that came through and hung out for a little bit. Drop your comments. Always love talking with y'all. And I will see y'all next time here on the JTFB channel. Peace.